Yes, it's true. Attention does not equal revenue. And most people tend to stop right at the views of their content. And they think that attention itself equals growth. I hate to break it to you, that's just not the case. Now, attention, trust, and the sale. The attention is going to get you seen. The trust is going to make them believe you. And the sale, well, it's going to get you paid. These all work together in synchronicity. So, working on these 3 points equals another 3 point. The content, the offer, and the CTA. And fun enough, these all actually work alongside each other and they go up to the sale. Let me break that down in a little bit more clearer context. Your content itself, whatever you film, whatever you record, whatever your newsletter is, that's going to contain your offer in some way, shape, or form. Then at the end, you need to have your call to action. Like, here's my big banner, here's what I do, the windshield washing services, and how much it costs, but you need to call at this number. Now, that will get you attention if your content is good, and it will get people to trust you if you enabled your offer and your CTA at the right way. Now, that's going to get you paid. What I will say is that content is the number one thing to focus on. And if you're just worried about how you convert the attention into money, you think about what you're putting out, okay? Now, you have all seen bad content and you've all seen great content. I can show you examples of what makes great video, whether it's short form or long form, and I can do the same for what makes terrible examples. Now, I could go through all these, but we're not going to do that in this video. That's for another video. We're going to talk about why is this first step so important in changing attention into revenue. Well, here's what everybody gets wrong. You can have 100,000 views, but 0 customers, okay? So you need to make the most out of every single piece of content that you put out. Now, this is what we first took a look at. The content, the offer, the call to action, and how it all works together. That is only if you make great content. Here's where 90% of people lie, and I see it every single day, no matter what social platform we're on. The content is off. They're putting 50% effort into whatever the content is, and they can see it because the offer is unclear. The CTA is unclear. So the messaging overall is not getting put across the way that they think it's going to get put across. So they got the attention, which is great. Whether their hook was on point or they had a flashy ad, whatever it was, they got the attention. Here's where the issue lies and where everybody gets so confused and overwhelmed with why aren't my ads working? Why is my content not generating the outputs that I want? Well, you don't have trust, okay? And I can tell you this from personal experience. If you skip trust, nothing will ever lead you towards the path of a sale. So you won't get that either. And that all stems from having terrible content when we're talking about this context. Now, what can you finally take away from this? What should you pull out of this video so that way you can implement it when you're thinking about changing the attention into revenue? Well, it's not revenue. I hate to say it. What I said in the first slide is completely true. Unless you care enough to make it revenue. Okay, if you have any other questions, please drop a comment or shoot me a message. My name is Mark. I am the co-founder and CEO of MNC Creative Co. We help local businesses take their social media off of their plate so they can get back to doing what they do best. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.